What's up and welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast for episode number 229. Wunder's finally back. He is almost missing a finger though. There it is.
Look at that big old
Move it
sausage.
closer to your face. Yeah, there you go. Nope. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Closer to the face. Yeah. So I guess let's start there because you never told me what you did.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's been a while since he did this. I definitely told everybody on stream because I was mad at you.
Yeah.
We were supposed to do something.
Yeah.
I don't remember what, but I was pissed. Oh, is it just this podcast? Ah, it might have been.
Yes.
That would track.
Yep.
That would track.
Yep. So, but anyway, the reason why... No. It wasn't.
Oh, it was D&D. You skipped D&D because you're a bitch. You skipped the podcast because of a fire.
Because the podcast was fire. Yep. Because it started the day of the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Because I was making fun of you because you were just... Every time he'd post about it, he's just sitting in a truck watching an airplane drop stuff on the fire. And it's like, why are you even there if you're just going to let the airplane do all the work? This is just such a waste of time. Just let the airplane handle it.
It's because the only time I had a chance to film was when we were waiting for airdrops.
I know, it was just more fun to, like, lazy piece of shit. You're just letting the plane do it. Just go home. Who cares?
Yeah, no. There was a lot of fucking people out there. I was surprised. I didn't even know there was that many fire trucks in this county.
Well, they called in, I thought, more than just our county.
Well, they did. They brought in the county to the west also.
Yeah.
But yeah, the structure protection was a little bit nip and tuck. I was pretty nervous on that because there was about 13 structures that were threatened, and so me and another guy named Steve, we went around and ended up on this, at this house that's like on the top of this mountain, and the fire was making its way up the side of the mountain, and the wind was blowing real hard, and the flames just come rolling up over the hill. And I was driving, and Steve was outside, and I could tell he was hot because he had his head tucked up against the truck, and he had the hose with the water going full blast on the fan mode, so he was trying to keep some of the heat off of him. And I could just hear he's like, drive, and we just kept going back and forth, and made the fire burn around the house, but it didn't burn up to the house. And so we were able to save. That was probably the most risky house there was, because most houses up there are made out of metal, and everybody does a pretty good job of zero scaping or keeping it mowed and stuff. But this house was not, because the gal that lived in there is sick and her daughter just died, and so there's nobody really taking care of the place. So they had tall grass and weeds and stuff piled up against the house, along with a dry ass deck. So we were worried that the deck was going to catch on fire and then the rest of the house would burn, so we were able to save it. But anyway, during the process of fighting all this fire, which was about 2 days long, we had 3 trucks break down on us, and one of them was our big tall brush truck, which is one of our newer trucks, and that it holds the most water and is the most capable at fighting fire. And so we wanted to get that one going up first. So we worked on that one first. Well, we had to replace the fuel tank for the pump, which is like a 9-gallon tank or whatever. It's a little square aluminum tank. And so I took it off and put a different one on there. And during the process of tightening the last bolt up, I was snugging it, and it slipped off, and I punched a little thin piece of aluminum that holds the tank on. And I mean, it was just like, bah! And then I was like, oh, that kind of hurt. And I looked, and I squeezed my hand like this, and blood just started squirting out of my hand. And I'm like, oh, that's really not good.
Oh, what's that white thing I can see in there? Oh, shit, that's really not good.
Yeah. So I was like, shit. So I sat there, and it was just, I was like, well, shit, what do I do? You know, at first I was kind of like, what the hell do I do? Because I'm on top of this really tall truck and there's no ladder. You know, I kind of had to like climb my way up there.
Right.
And so I'm like trying to hurry off the truck or whatever. So I mean, it looked like a murder scene. There was blood all down the side of the truck, down the back of the truck. And there was a blood stream all the way from the truck through the shop over to the door. And right when I got to the door, I'm thinking to myself, well, shit, how am I going to get to the sink without dripping blood on the carpet? You know, because it's carpet once you go through that door and down the hall to where our bathrooms are. And about that time, Cody was the only other person that was at the fire hall, and he was working on hoses in a different room. And he come out at that time, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going? You know, how you doing?" And I was standing there. I was standing there like this, and I just had. I mean, it looked like I cut my hand off. That's how much it was bleeding. And Cody turns, sees that, and his eyes got about that big. He was like, "What the fuck did you do, man?" I was like, "Just get me some paper towels so I can get to the sink." And he goes, "Okay." So he runs in, grabs paper towels, and I went, sat crisscross applesauce below the sink, and had my hand hanging in the sink with cold water running on it, just trying to keep it above my heart so it wouldn't bleed quite as much. And then Cody goes, "Do you want me to call somebody?" And I was like, "Well, Kelly's just down the street. She's one of our EMTs." And he goes, "Okay, I'll call her." So he calls her, and she comes up and looks at it, and she's like, "Well, you know, I would really recommend going to the ER for stitches, you know." And I was like, "Well, can't I just super glue it? You know, because I can't really afford an ER visit." She goes, "Oh, well, it happened at the fire hall. This will be under workman's comp through the state. You'll be fine." I'm like, "Oh, well, now I'm gonna feel bad because I feel like I'm the only person that's ever used that." She goes, "No, no. 3 years ago, I was running out of my house on a EMS call, slipped and broke my tailbone, and I still am messed up to this day because of that." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. So now I don't feel as bad." So I was like, "All right, I guess," because my hands were filthy, and I was more worried about infection than anything else.
Yeah.
And I also was like, because usually when you cut yourself, it just hurts right where you cut it. But I kept getting this like sharp pain all the way up my forearm, and I was like, "Motherfucker, why does it hurt like that?" You know?
Bro started having a heart attack
And
mid.
no, but I was like, "Fuck, dude, why does it hurt so much?" So I know it's pretty deep cut, but I didn't think it was that bad, you know. But whatever. So I wrapped it up, hauled ass to the ER, and while the doctor, I had to scrub the damn thing for like 30 minutes to get all the oil off of it. And the doctor come in. His name was Dr. Johnson, and he's like, he's like, "Yeah, it's pretty deep. It's probably going to take about 4 stitches." And I was telling him, it's like, "Man, I feel like I smacked my bone or something because it's like shooting pain up my arm." He goes, "Well, why don't we take some X-rays just in case?" And I was like, "Okay." So we took X-rays real fast. Comes in a little while later, and he goes, "Well, good thing we took X-rays because there's a chunk of your bone missing and a fracture about halfway through." I'm like, "Oh, well, that's not good." He goes, "Yeah. So we're going to put you on some heavier antibiotics." He says, "If the wound gets infected, that's one thing. You can always clean infection out of a wound." But he said, "If you don't want your bone structure to get infected, because if that happens and it gets bad enough, that's when we have to start cutting things off." And I'm like, "I really don't want to cut my finger off. That's my trigger finger, man. I can't cut that one off." And so he's like, "Ah, you'll be all right. Just stay on the antibiotics and keep your thing on, except, you take it off every once in a while, let it air out and wash it and stuff like that. But he says, whenever you're working and stuff, make sure you have it on." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, no big deal." Signed some paperwork and left. And 7 to 10 days, I got to go get my stitches removed. So,
So
yeah,
I stand by my initial text. This is why we wear gloves.
I couldn't
Why?
because the way I would, but the way that this tank sets, there's like a plate that kind of sets like this high up off of the truck, and it bolts through. And you would think that they would just, weld one of those nuts on the bottom so you can just screw through and be fine. But no, it's an actual one of those like lock nuts on the backside. So I had to take my gloves off so I could fit my fingers underneath of there to be able to hold on to it while I was loosening it. And
wasn't it the hand that was loosening it that got fucking cut though? Shouldn't
well,
you have
see,
kept the
I
glove
was,
on that one, dumbass?
but the thing is I was alternating from bolt to bolt because
Well,
from
that's
what
just
because
dumb. You shouldn't be
there's a cage.
alternating.
Well, there's a cage on in front of it too, which prevents me from being able to get there. So sometimes I can get there better with my left hand and tighten with my right hand, and then on the other side, I had to use my right hand and tighten with my left hand. And
I also feel like
it was
a
on the
pair
last
of
bolt, and I was
pliers
just
could have solved that issue. Just use
well, I
pliers.
couldn't get them under there.
Be grippy.
I couldn't fit them under there. There wasn't enough gap to get them under there for what I had, you know.
But again, I stand by. Keep your gloves right there. And again, I know this is a tough thought. When you have to alternate hands, put the glove on the other hand and take the glove off the one you need to slide under the thing. Brain.
Yeah, but
use.
also every single person that works with their hands a lot is after a while of doing shit, they're gonna be like, you know what, fuck it, just I'm gonna leave it off. I'm gonna get it done.
And now you're missing a piece of your bone.
Yeah, but it was just we would have never thought like for the most part to where I was at. Everything looked fine. It was all just smooth, round objects, except for one little spot. There's a piece of aluminum that folds over and sticks out, and that's the one spot that I punched. And it's like, fuck, dude.
Should have seen it coming.
Yeah, Murphy's Law.
True.
Murphy's Law always gets me when I'm not paying attention to him. But yeah, it don't look too bad.
Now.
It
Sure, it looked better before. Oh, does it? Does your broken finger hurt?
Just a little bit. I mean,
I'm so surprised.
I mean,
weirdo.
The finger next to it, that one right there, I broke it 2 places, but I didn't even feel that one because it was so fucking cold. I broke that at a football game, and it was like freezing rain and about 12 degrees, and
oh, freeze your rain.
I didn't even know it could rain at 12 degrees.
It's called snow.
Well, it wasn't, though. It was liquid rain. It would have been better if it was just snow, but the liquid rain, before halftime, it was rain, and we got soaked and froze to death. And then after halftime, when we came out of the locker room, there was already 12 inches of snow after 30 minutes. The snowflakes were like this big around. I shit you not. It was like you could almost hear those fuckers hit the ground. They were so big.
Sure.
I've never seen anything like it. It was wild. I've never been so cold in my life either as that fuck game. I watched it happen. I was laying prone on my stomach, and this bigger kid took a step backwards and stepped right on my hand, and I thought, oh, this is gonna hurt. And then I went, oh, I didn't feel nothing. Maybe the cleats missed me. Well, at halftime when I started getting feeling back into my hand. No, 2 of them actually got me. It broke in 2 places.
My head was thinking about baseball cleats. If you would have got stepped on by a baseball cleat, you wouldn't have a finger.
No, these are football cleats. Yeah. They're round
and
mostly
rubber, not metal.
Yeah, well, plastic, hard plastic. These ones were.
No, they were probably just rubber. It was just so cold they felt like hard plastic.
That might be, but it was the they're rubber on the outside, and then they're like metal on the bottom. If you know what I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, they're like lineman cleats. They're kind of bigger around and not quite as long. But yeah, I didn't even feel it until halftime when I started getting feeling back in my hand, and my finger was throbbing. So then I just taped these 2 fingers together. It was fine. That was before I was quarterback, so it didn't bother me much. Yeah. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
Is it?
Lots of fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Goofy.
But, yeah, half the 90% of my department was gone the last couple days because they all went camping at the same time.
Wait, who went camping?
The fire department.
Ah,
Yeah,
you
they all
didn't
have.
want to go?
Well, I couldn't, even if I wanted to, because my job,
You could still
which
go. Just leave from the
hopefully,
lake.
yeah, they went to Colorado somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'd have been there for like 15 minutes and went, all right, guys, I got to go home now. But
Bro's trying to get another
code,
new job again. What a bozo.
yeah, well, I kind of want my weekends in the summertime again.
He's going to
There's no
say that
guarantee I'm going
until
to
he
get this job,
remembers
but
that that means he has to like work all day.
yeah, but
Bro forgets that like 5 months out of the year he gets to work for an hour a day and get paid like he worked 10.
yeah, it's still not enough pay though.
Does the other place pay more than?
It's more than double what I make now.
Is it?
Yes,
I don't believe you.
because it'll
Because I
be
remember
I'll
you
be
saying you're going to get paid so much more working here than bartending, and then all you talk about is how you miss bartending because you made more money. I don't think you know how much you make is part of the problem.
no. I don't know if I ever said I was going to make more than bartending. I'm pretty sure the only
You
reason
said
I
you
left for
thought
this
you
job is
were,
because
but
it had. I thought it might because it was consistent, um, but I mostly left the bar because I needed health insurance. So, um,
did you?
yeah, yes,
Why?
I mine expired, so I
Yeah,
needed a place that had benefits.
just cheat like everybody else does, and anytime anything happens, just pretend it happened at the fire hall. Just do what
I was
all
on
of
the
them
fire
do.
department at that time.
You are now. Go back to
Well, I am
bartending, make
now.
more money. When something happens,
Yeah,
just go to
I
the fire
also
hall, pretend it happened there, and don't show
yeah,
the lawyer this podcast.
but I like the idea of retirement also. So you know,
uh, the thing you also get through the fire department.
well, yeah, but that's only like five to $800
Yeah, and you're not even gonna be
additional.
alive when you're 65, so who fucking cares?
Yeah, it's true, probably.
You're like, damn, you
But I
got me
have to.
there.
But the thing is, I don't know that. If I take after the coral side, I could live to be 112. If I take after the wonder side, I might live to be tomorrow.
You're taking after the amount of grease you eat every day. You might not live to the end of the show.
I can't say that because, like, my fucking uncle, my great uncle, lived to be 101, and all he did was drink tequila, eat bacon every morning, and drink pop. So,
Yeah, but you do a lot worse
and
than all that.
He drank pop back in the day when Coca-Cola was still, or cocaine was still in Coca-Cola. He was born in 1917.
Lies. All of it.
So, yeah, I got to prepare for the worst, which is old age.
You'll be fine. Or you won't. Stop working shit jobs that pay you nothing because you think it'll help you in the future. There is no future.
I mean,
We're
this
all gonna die. None of it
guard
matters.
job wouldn't, I don't think would, it's technically, I mean, I still get Phoenix Fridays off, so every other Friday I get off, and it's 9-hour days instead of 10-hour days.
This guy.
But think of it this way. If I'm doubling what I'm making, just think of all the donations I'm going to give to your channel.
I feel like I've heard that before, and then, I heard that when you made like 20 grand last month off gambling. And what did I see? Nothing.
I mean, it's worked out for you in the past.
Yeah.
Who bought that tattoo for you?
I can't bank on the past, Wunder. No, I can't bank on the past. But that is true. He did basically alone pay for that tattoo.
And then I donated a shitload of money during your last subathon. I like to save my money for subathons.
Well, there is one of those coming up.
Because I like starting money wars.
I do really appreciate that. He waits. He'll see there's like 60 people in there. He's like, this will work. Somebody will do some stuff now. And it works.
So I'll start off with a small donation, and somebody will go, "Oh, I want to donate," and then they'll donate slightly more. So then I'll donate slightly more, and then they're like, "Well, son of a bitch, I can't be outdone." And then you're just
and
like,
then I'm just sitting here crying. Happening? Yeah, it happens. I've got a blister on my hand.
How'd that happen?
From swinging a baseball bat every morning a bunch.
Oh,
the gloves I have. That is why I need to go to town tomorrow. I need to get new gloves. I also need to get a new ball on a string thing because mine broke.
Oh, yeah.
I hit a home run yesterday.
Yeah, apparently you wore through your gloves too while you were at it.
They were brand new. And this started. They just don't work. I don't know. Apparently I swing too aggressively. Yeah, they're not even kind of worn through.
Are they like kind of silky or something? So they
they're
rub
just leather. I don't know.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
Yeah, so I got to go get a new glove, and I'm going to find one with a reinforced bit here so that that stops.
Fair enough.
It's finally starting to heal. That's mostly because the thing broke, so I haven't been able to, make it worse every morning like I was for a while there. Mm-hmm. Eventually, it was going to callus up and be fine.
One of these days, we need to buy a bucket of baseballs and go back to the park and.
Yeah, the issue is a bucket of baseballs is ridiculous. But hey, if you go with me to town tomorrow, maybe we'll buy a bucket of baseballs. And by we, I mean maybe you'll buy a bucket of baseballs. I cannot afford a bucket of baseballs.
I don't know if I can afford breaking somebody's window either.
If you live near a baseball field, your windows are your own problem.
It's open season.
Yeah, dude. Oh, I live across the street from a baseball field. Yeah, your windows might get broken.
I feel like not very many people can hit a baseball that far, though. So they're not used to hearing baseballs bounce off the top of their house.
I don't know. I hit those houses
just in that one particular field.
Or we could always just move to the bigger Legion field and do it from there, which makes it a little harder for you. But if you hit a house from there, it's more fun because, well, it's like the outfield's a lot farther out.
Yeah,
fences are a lot deeper on a Legion field.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's just more challenging.
All right.
I'm always up for a challenge.
I'll do the same thing as last time. You'll either swing and miss or hit it really far, and I will just never hit a home run. I'm just going to hit it into the gap every time. It's like, well, that's a double every time, but that's really annoying.
He is the most consistent two-base hitter ever.
It's just same spots, depending on which way. Like, if I'm batting right or left-handed, it's just into the right center field gap or the left center field gap every time.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. Basically every swing. I'm not hitting it on the ground, but I'm not really hitting it high. I'm just lining that shit. It's like, dude, God damn it. Give me something.
Yeah. Obviously gonna have to wait a little bit on that.
Yeah, we can't even go golf. I haven't gotten to golf since summer started.
It's fucking bullshit. I'm like, God damn it. And I kept like taking it off and like seeing if I could just, hit a golf ball without bending my finger. It's not possible. I got to let it heal a little. Probably once the wound heals or whatever. So I know that's not going to tear open. It probably will start golfing again. Even though it's probably not a good idea, but my fracture will heal eventually.
Yeah, or it won't. Either way.
Yeah. Golf will end eventually when it gets cold.
Right. That's true.
But yeah, I can't. I think on my interview, I think I'm going to take this thing off, though. So it looks like I just have stitches.
Why?
Instead of, well, I don't want them to think, oh, well, he's got a broken finger. We want his assistance now. We don't want him, all crippled up before he even starts or something like that. People are weird. But my
You are
my thought
weird.
process on it is, if I go in there, they see the stitches and they ask, and be like, well, when you work with your hands like I do, as much as I do, then they tend to take a beating. So there's that.
Well, uh, people really tried to make fun of us for. So I made that Star Wars video. People did
Mm-hmm.
not love the Star Wars video, which was kind
Which
of the
one?
point. The my one that just
Oh,
has
the
the
one
picture of
calling
Kiadi
people fucking
Mundi
stupid.
and just says, it's really not that bad.
Yeah.
Got into a couple fun arguments on that one. Not gonna lie to you.
Shit, even I got into an argument on one of those
Yeah, that was
on
on
your
the
TikTok
TikToky
one.
one, but yeah.
You always do good, but when like at the very end of it, they're just stalking you.
Oh yeah,
You know,
dude. Well, so that's how these arguments kept going because they just kept bringing up the fact that we made the frozen French fry review, and it's like they were trying to use that as a bad thing. Like, okay, Mr. Frozen French fry reviewer. It's like, okay, I did make that video.
yeah.
Am I
Are
supposed to
you
be
promoting
embarrassed that
for
I
me,
like
or
told people what's good? Well, I don't understand. Um,
I made content? Yeah, thanks for promoting my video, I
yeah,
guess.
right. Somebody talking about Star Wars theory, but they were all mad that I said something about that. And he's like, I get what you're trying to do. Attaching theories name to your videos will get you views. It's like, I know this will be hard for you to understand. It takes some brain cells. But if I was using his name for views, wouldn't I put his face and his name in the title and thumbnail and not just randomly say it 8 minutes into a video where most people aren't going to get to?
Right?
What? No, I'm just mentioning him because idiots like you think he's good at his job. Yeah, trying to tell me that that Star Wars Theory 100% knows more than me about Star Wars, even though we watched him not even understand how to run Wikipedia. Like, maybe he doesn't know anything, dude. This is the same guy who literally cried over bricks and screws. Maybe he
Yep.
just knows nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Maybe he's just actually dumb. But, yeah.
Oh man. And these people vote.
Yeah, dude, it's bad. There was an entire argument where some guy accused me of uh, uh, claiming unemployment and that I need to thank him for tax money. It's like, well, I don't do that, but okay. That was pretty fun. Yeah, it is a good time. Um, all because
Wow.
they're mad about Star Wars but don't actually understand why they're mad.
Yeah. They're just mad because they like to be mad, or they want to be mad because they think people give a shit about them
Yeah.
and their opinions. When actually, no, we don't.
Yeah. I'm probably going to have to just post those videos this week. So this week I might have you come film content again sometime.
Okay.
Well, when we go to Bluffs tomorrow, I'm probably going to look into buying stuff. I got to start working really hard. Sometime in the next 2 weeks, I need to just take a couple days off from stream and just like grind because I got to get videos ready for like the end of the month and the GCX trip. Once the
Oh,
subathon
yeah.
starts and I have that trip, I need to have content done. So I need to just
Right.
spend like a week of just like, I'm going to get the next 8 weeks of content just done, like as much as I can.
Right.
There might be videos in there where I just record them on my own. Like,
Mm-hmm.
something happened today and I'll just push everything forward. But I need to get a bunch of bulk stuff recorded. I do have the last set of chips we have to eat, though. They're in a box.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so the mailman that you try to defend used to be, I don't want to say his name, starts with an N, was on your pool team.
Oh,
Delivers our mail.
yeah.
Might be the dumbest motherfucker on the planet.
Really?
And then got really mad about how stupid he is. So you know how when I made Geekin' Out Burgers the first time, I ordered those really expensive hamburger buns, the Martin's potato rolls that you can only get on the East Coast?
Yeah.
Well, I ordered those again. And you know how our mailbox is. It's one of those that lock, so it only really has the slot. He took a bag that had 4 packs of potato rolls and tried to stuff them in there. Destroyed them and, like, left us a note like, yeah, I fucked them up. I'm sorry. When stuff doesn't fit in the mailbox, you just take it back to the post office, you stupid piece of shit. And you should know, hey, this package is like 4 times as thick as that hole. It's not going in there. Why did you try to stuff it in there and destroy stuff? And then well, I'll just pay for it. It's no big deal. And then cry when, yeah, that was like $50 worth of bread, dude. Like, what? He's like, holy shit, why? It's like, because they were a special order from the East Coast. We can't get them here. You dumbass. Like, I just don't understand how you do the, like, it's not going to fit in there. I know always that I just take it back to the post office when we leave a note like, hey, package wouldn't fit. Come pick up your shit. They do that all the time. Right. Why this time?
My thing is
did you
could
just
you
decide?
Tell it was bread?
He could tell after he destroyed it because he told us what it was.
Oh,
we never found, like, we didn't know it was in there. He just destroyed it and then left a note saying he destroyed it and would fix it. And, like, yeah, he paid us back, but that's still not.
Well, I mean, any other mailman wouldn't have even bothered, so it just left.
Maybe, but, like, come on. Just brain use one time. Maybe take a night off from going to the bar so you can save a brain cell or two.
Also, like, my thing is, maybe he thought it was a pillow or something.
But even then, when the thing you are putting it in is this big, that is the size of a bun. They were at least double stacked. You were trying to fit 4 buns into this hole. This isn't going to work.
Yeah.
That was never going to work. If it doesn't fit, you're just supposed to take it back to the post office.
Yeah.
Just leave the pink note. It's not that hard. That is literally your job. You have maybe the easiest job in the world. You read a name, you put a thing in a mailbox. You don't have to use much brain power.
Even if he did put it in the mailbox,
every single person who works at our post office is brain dead. All of them. All of them.
Yeah.
I've never seen a building full of more stupid people than our post office.
At least he gets it to the right place.
Only sometimes. The amount of time we still end up with other people's mail all the time.
Yeah, but it's always the other idiot that fucking runs the mail other than him. I always get the right mail when he does it, but when the other idiot does, I always get the other Wunder that lives in town.
Take 2 routes? Don't they both work every day and they just go different routes?
No.
Oh.
No.
I always thought it was.
No, they all. So that's my thing. Even if he wouldn't have been able to fit the bread in, he wouldn't have went back to the post office right away. It would have sat in his hot ass car because it doesn't have AC.
And it sitting in a metal mailbox all day is better?
No.
Like,
I'm not saying that.
It would have been fine. They are shipped that way. Like, it was gonna be that way no matter what he accomplished. So, like,
yeah, I don't know.
It's just one of those things, man. It's just
bread's touchy because if you leave it in the heat, it spoils quick.
Well, it was gonna be in the heat either way. So
yeah,
a car is still probably better because there's like some cover, and it's not just a toaster. You can roll down a window and create a breeze and make it a little less hot.
Yeah.
A solid black metal box is just a toaster.
Well, maybe he's used to our fucking mailbox, which is like this big.
Yeah, but he knows our mailbox. It hasn't changed in years.
Well, at least he paid for it. That's all I'm saying.
That is fair. Oh, if he didn't, I would have said his name and called for his job.
Yeah, well, trust me, he doesn't want to do that job either.
Then don't. Find a different one.
It's just,
or just,
well,
I don't know, retire. I know that's a little hard to do when you're, spending so much money every night. But, you can just
and you don't have a very good retirement after being in the military either, so.
It'd be better if you didn't need a bottle a night.
But it's also hard to get a job when you don't have fingers.
You would know something about that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. It's hard to do jobs without all of your fingers sometimes. But yeah, he's missing like most of his fingers.
I did love his surprise react. $50 for fucking bread. It's like, yeah, dude. That's why we ordered it. And also, Wunder knows how good those goddamn potato buns are. It's worth it.
Well, yeah, if only he would have had the opportunity to try it.
And it wasn't even that bad this time. Because, like, it was $50, but it was 4 packs. So that's like 32 buns. That's not that bad. I mean, compared to, what do we have around here? Ballpark and, like, Hostess.
Right.
Compared to those, yeah, it's awful. But those are also, garbage.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I was supposed to make Geeking Out burgers. I don't know when that's going to happen now. Because now I have to continue to wait on bread. Ow. I need new bread.
I have lights in my pickup now. Like, emergency lights. Oh. So that was...
Did you finally fix your headlights so you can drive your truck?
Oh, yeah. I got brand new headlights ever since the hail damage got repaired.
I couldn't remember. Well, there was some reason. It might have been that my memory just doesn't remember when everything happened. But you just refused to drive your truck at all for a while there.
Yeah, well, I got tired of getting pulled over, so but that was an ordeal trying to run wires with this stupid thing. That was a pain in the ass. And I still don't know. I don't have the wires exactly how I want them. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but they're good enough to where they're not going to bother me. But hopefully I won't have an incident like last week when we had an emergency and I'm running my hazards and I'm trying to get through town and I'm following this old guy and he like sees that I'm behind him, proceeds to slow way down and look in both of his mirrors because I got my hazards on, and like kept looking, and he slowed way down some more, but wouldn't get over. And I couldn't go around him because I'm in town. And I think he just thought I was being an asshole or something because I was like right up on his ass. I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of my way. Fuck. Hopefully now I can flip those lights on and they'll be like, oh, must be fire department. I need to get the fuck out of the way.
Oh, by the way, you're making me a PB&J this week sometime when we record videos. At least I hope it'll be this week. I found a soy-based peanut butter. So it's not peanut butter at all. It's actually completely nut-free. But according to the reviews on Amazon, it tastes exactly like peanut butter. So you're going to taste it and tell me if it does. And then from there, we'll decide what we do. But you might be making me a peanut butter and jelly. Because
Why do I have to make it?
I don't know. I don't know how to make a PB&J. I've never had a fucking PB&J, dude. What the fuck? I'm allergic to it.
I wish I wish I had an Uncrustable machine or thing.
There you go.
Like my girlfriend's got an Uncrustable thing. Basically you just take 2 pieces of bread, you slather some peanut butter and some jelly on there, and then you slap the other piece on there, and then
cut it out and crimp it with a fork.
You technically could, but it doesn't crimp very well. Like this one is an actual machine, like almost like a waffle maker or something.
Yeah.
And you just set the bread in it, and then you just pinch it, and then you open it up, and you just the crust and stuff all goes in the garbage or to the ducks or whatever the fuck you want to do with it. And it's an
Bean to
Uncrustable.
dog.
Uncrustables are the shit.
But yeah, if it actually tastes like peanut butter, that might be part of a video. Is my first PB&J. I can't wait to immediately call it overrated.
Peanut butter, like peanut butter itself is not that great.
I don't know. The entire world seems to tell me I'm the biggest piece of shit because I can't eat it, as if it's the greatest thing that's ever been invented.
Reese's are awesome.
I don't know.
That's not real peanut butter inside of Reese's.
I did make a suicide joke about that the other night. There's a bag of Reese's on the table.
Yeah.
And I just picked it up. I was like, fuck it, I'm taking myself out. And I was like, yeah, you guys just get to call Wunder because that's our emergency services here. I'm so dead.
Hey, we have Benadryl, man.
We have Benadryl.
We actually have really good EMTs. I'm not gonna lie.
No,
we
I'm
don't
just
have
making
an
fun of
ambulance,
you.
but we have good EMTs, and you'd be all right.
But
they bring you back.
It was just to make fun of you. That was the whole.
Yeah, I'd just be standing there writing down your information. Because
why are you even asking me? Shouldn't you know this?
Well, yeah, that's my thing. I definitely would be taking the information. Well, I know his name. I know his date of birth. I know his.
I know this guy.
All this shit. But most of it's like, blood, pulse. What's his blood pressure? What's his all kinds of shit that they take and stuff. And because we have to fill out a report afterwards, and it's kind of a pain in the ass if you don't get all the information. So. But yeah, and I could be like, he's probably having an allergic reaction because he's allergic to peanuts. And like I go, oh, okay, we'll slap him full of some Benadryl and he'll be fine.
Yeah, right. Something. Or not. Either way.
Yeah, I had to carry
Marina laughed so hard at that.
What?
For some reason, the suicide joke made her laugh so hard. I don't know why. I'm taking myself out, but with the stupid Reese's. Yeah, I don't know. She thought that was the funniest shit.
It's one of those, it catches you off guard kind of thing.
Yeah. There's so many ways out. Who knew Reese's cups were one of them?
Yeah, but I will say, Reese's peanut butter is not real peanut butter. It's better. I don't know what it is. It's probably not better for you, but it tastes better.
Also, can't you just buy Reese's peanut butter?
I'm sure you can.
I definitely think I've seen it.
I don't know. I
don't want peanut butter cups. I just want peanut butter. Yeah, you definitely just can't. Well, it's not called peanut butter. It's called peanut butter sauce.
Oh.
And you can buy a 4.5 pound jar for $25.
Holy fuck. Oh. Who the fuck's gonna eat 4.5 pounds?
You?
Of peanut butter sauce.
In like a day. You in like a day.
I don't even know what I would eat it with.
I think it's because they can't just call it peanut butter because it's not, so.
Well, yeah. Well, that's probably why it tastes better, because it's not peanut butter. Peanut butter by itself is just bland. It just tastes like peanuts and like butter. But
wow, really solved that mystery there, Wunder. Good work.
But there's nothing special to it. Is what I'm saying. There's nothing like, I don't wake up every morning and go, wow, I'm gonna have peanut butter today. No, like every once in a while, it's like, oh, PB&J sounds good, and it's the real flavor is in jelly, but the peanut butter complements the jelly, so that's why PB&Js are so good.
So you can just get a regular creamy Reese's peanut butter, 2 18-ounce little things of it for $19. Apparently it's kosher, so that's good.
What
else do we know? people think it's the best peanut butter ever.
I'm sure.
Which, oh yeah, new episode of House of the Dragon tonight. Also, have you watched The Bear yet?
The Bear?
Yeah, that restaurant show on Hulu that I was telling you about. Me and Hero kept talking to you about it last year.
I have not.
Take it that you haven't. You should. It's great. New season of that. I haven't finished it yet, though.
Is it like an actual, like, is it just like an actual, like, reality type thing?
No.
Or is it an actual, like,
it's
Ratatouille
like
type fucking...
I wouldn't call it a Ratatouille, but, you know, it's a TV show about a dude who... Well, so his brother owned a restaurant called The Beef, and it wasn't really a restaurant. They just made, like, Italian beef sandwiches. So, you know, it's like a French dip, but Italian is the way they describe it in the show, which is just so wrong. But, like, it's just, you know, the beef and the peppers and the shit on the bread. But then instead of, like, giving you a side of au jus, they just dunk the fucking sandwich and wrap it and give it to you, and out the door you go.
Oh.
So it is a juicy little fuck.
Messy.
Yeah.
Very messy.
Yeah. Brother died. I don't know if brother committed suicide or just died or what. Brother died. The main character of the show left Chicago, went to New York to, like, become a chef. He doesn't want to be the sandwich maker. He wants to be a chef. Well, then brother died, so he comes back, takes over running the beef, and then changes it into an actual restaurant. And then in this season, he's, like, trying to make it, like, worthy of a Michelin star restaurant. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm very much enjoying it. The first 2 seasons, it really does feel, as someone who grew up in these, I can tell you, it really does feel exactly how, like, a small family-owned restaurant feels.
Yeah.
Like, it very well
Not gonna lie, I don't
that.
know if I'll be interested in something like that. I might
Good.
give it a whirl.
You should.
But
it's on Hulu. It's great.
I don't know. If people aren't dying in every second and blood, guts, and gore, I'm not.
Well, I mean, it is a kitchen, so there is a lot of blood. I mean, nobody can work a day in a kitchen without cutting themselves. That's just not how it works. A lot of blood.
You don't say.
Wunder gets so shocked at how I don't cut myself because I'm such a cunt with a knife when I'm working in the kitchen.
It's only a matter of time.
It's really not, because I just know how to keep my hand out of the way.
I'm going to laugh my ass off if you cut a finger off or something.
I'm never cutting a finger off. That's just ridiculous.
Like, cut the tip of the finger off when you're doing the quick cut thing.
But I don't keep the tip of my finger out because you curve your hand so that your knife is, you know, resting against this knuckle.
Right.
And there's nothing to cut. It's just
right. But it would not surprise me that, like, somebody distracts you or something and you have a knife and you're like, go, huh? And then slice and then go.
See, it's more likely that I stab somebody else because somebody starts talking to me and I completely stop because I know I would cut myself. So I, like, completely stop. My bigger issue is that I, like, motion with the knife in my hand a lot. Yeah. Just, like, talking to you and then fucking stab. It's like, oh, whoops. My bad.
Eyeballs grow back, right?
You can get a new one, right? We have that technology.
They got glass ones now.
Be a new episode of House of the Dragon. That's gonna start heating up soon. I still stand by. I just want an Aegon's Conquest show.
Yeah.
I just want to see Balerion the Black Dread fucking annihilate some bitches. But I also have no faith. I have been trying to start reading through the books, and knowing how they fucked up Drogon makes me so mad. The way he's described in the books, like, his teeth are solid black, and he's black and red, and his eyes are solid red, and all of his horns are, like, blood red, and then his fire is black. And then you watch the show, and it just looks like a basic-ass dragon. Pisses me off.
Right.
There's something else. Go ahead.
I still have to. I have an episode of Acolyte I still have to watch because I was busy
Oh,
all
and that's
last
the best
week.
one. So
I'm
far,
sure it is.
It's so good. I'm sure there's still people that hate it, but I don't care. It's so goddamn good.
I don't know. It had me creep the fuck out on the last episode
Oh, dude,
I watched.
I love. That is. I'm just gonna tell you this because it's the big lightsaber duel. The evil guy. His lightsaber form, the way he fights, is so much different than anyone we've ever seen. I think the literal quote from the show is, "The way he moves just doesn't make sense." And it is the most incredible thing. I love it.
So, in other words, he must be whatever he learned from must be ancient and forgotten technique.
Maybe.
Or it's self-taught.
Right? Or he's just a fucking weirdo.
Right.
I have a theory. So, do you want a minor spoilery thing or just kind of avoid it? He doesn't reveal what he is. He just says what Soul might call him.
Oh?
He says the Jedi might call me Sith. But he doesn't say he's Sith. I think he is the original Knight of Ren. Like what Kylo Ren becomes later. Because look at the helmet and the similarities to all the Knights of Ren. I think this is just the original Knight of Ren. I don't think
because I was
Sith.
thinking to myself, I'm like, where the fuck have I seen this before? Like this kind of
Yeah, I think he's just an original. He's like the original or one of the original Knights of Ren. But to the Jedi, they may call him Sith. But
he's technically not.
Right.
So
I think he's an original Knight of Ren.
Now that you mention it, I honestly think you're correct.
I might be entirely wrong, but like there's just enough there that it's like this.
Well, it makes so much sense though.
Yeah. So
I don't know, man.
Yeah, even so the thing with Knights of Ren is to take over the mantle as leader of the Ren, so like Kylo did. Mm-hmm. You have to kill the previous leader. The leader Kylo fought had like these black marks all over his arms that were like really weird. This guy has the same things. That's one of the other. It's like that, the helmet, the way he phrases what he is supposedly, all just makes me think he's not Sith, actually. Even though they're going to keep saying that. I genuinely do just think he's either the first or like in the first group of the Knights of Ren. Which is very intriguing.
We really haven't seen much of the Knights of Ren.
Even in the new movies, we saw Kylo, and then we saw the actual group in the last movie.
Right.
When Kylo murdered them all.
So it would make sense that they might try to bring a little bit of like history into this type of, powerful character, because they were powerful.
Mm-hmm.
All of them were. And it would make sense as to why no one's ever seen their technique before.
Yep. Oh. Yeah. If I end up being right about that one, it'll be pretty funny.
The people say the show's bad.
Yeah. Oh, it's goofy, man. So I got to play do I even want to know?
My girlfriend's pissed because she put a whole bunch of like food that can spoil if you don't refrigerate it. So she put a whole bunch of food in her refrigerator, and she opened it up and she's pissed because all the food spoiled because the refrigerator wasn't cold. So she thought it was broken, and then she just sent me a Snapchat, said, well, it turns out my fridge wasn't cold because it wasn't on. She didn't realize it had a switch on it. She thought it you just
in like her hotel room or wherever she's at.
Yeah. Yep. She didn't realize it had like a switch on the top.
That's annoying.
And it's hidden between like it's like it's like in a desk technically, like a TV desk. and she didn't realize that on top there's a little switch that you have to flip to turn it on. And she just has to go shopping for food again.
Nice. So I got to play D&D on Thursday, not with the character that I've told you I've been thinking so much about. It was in Miller's game, but we had talked about when we wanted to introduce my guy, and that was not this session. But like there were a bunch of issues, a bunch of people left, so he needed somebody else to play. So I made you know how you talked about, just playing your really drunk guy, and I kept telling you to play a drunken master monk and you chose not to?
Oh, yeah.
I made that character, and I played him like he was Jack Sparrow, like the way he talked and like walked around and stuff. It was one of the most fun characters I've ever played. And then, because he's a Way of the Drunken Master Monk at like 6th level, his attacks are magical. And like right at the beginning, I'm standing there. My character's barely able to stand. These goblins start a fight, and I just roundhouse kick a goblin's jaw clean off, and then like almost fall down again. Like, ooh. The funniest part is they saw my character drinking, and Caleb goes, "Can I have that bottle?" And I just like handed it to him, and he like looked down, and I'm like, "Yeah, when you look back up, I have a new bottle, and I'm already drinking it again." He's like, "What the fuck?"
We got to go. Yeah,
and that session ended with my character yeeting out of a like window in a castle that was like 150 feet up and just running off into the forest. Drunk dude just disappeared. I could feel that the session was getting close to wrapping up, and I'm like, well, I don't want Miller to need a reason to explain why I'm gone. And like a character got shot by an arrow from out the window. So I was like, fuck it. My guy goes after the archer. And he just yeets out of the top story of this castle, just fucking, because he's a monk. He just has slow falls. So he just like kind of gracefully floats to the ground and then off into the woods. His movement speed right now is 55 walking.
Holy shit.
That's what most characters do running. It's incredible. Bro's almost as fast as a horse in the game. Yeah, it's a fun time. I haven't had that much fun with a character in a while. And now he's just off doing God's knows what until I need him in that campaign.
So they called him back.
Or when my other character dies. Good or
Fair.
bad, when he dies. If he dies, he dies. I gotta come up with more stuff for the Game of Thrones game. I think I'm close to having an idea.
Okay.
I just don't know if I like it. But maybe have...
It's an interesting concept, so...
Maybe have the Lannister boy... be a traitor to the Lannisters and just bring Eero's character.
He's not a dwarf, is he?
No. So that would be better. Just make him Tyrion.
Much sense.
But no, he just brings Eero's character Ice. So Ned Stark's sword. Which
he actually has morals, so he's upset with what the Lannisters have been up to against the North.
Yep.
Plus, the leader of the Lannisters is literally a twat, so...
Joffrey
an
Baratheon.
Angry old twat. Yeah.
Oh, you mean Tywin, which is also valid.
Yeah.
I love Tywin, though. One of my favorite characters.
Yeah. If he wasn't such an asshole.
I think that's what makes him a good character.
Right. But, if he just wasn't an asshole to Tyrion, Tyrion was literally a fucking mastermind.
Until season 8, yeah.
Well, yeah, till they ruined him.
Or
But
season,
before
like
then,
halfway through season 7 is really when everything got really bad.
yeah. But before then, he was literally the smartest person, you know, in like the whole realm, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And militarily, like
Yeah,
if
but
they just
Tywin was
listened to
mad
him,
because he was a dwarf.
yeah,
I
I
still
get
hate
that.
that that's what all of that was over. You're a dwarf, so I hate you. It's like, I get
Well,
that for a while to a degree, but also, like,
it's
he
also because
showed you his military mind. You should just know
right,
that,
but I
like,
think I think they were less upset about the fact that he was a dwarf and more upset about the fact that mom died giving birth to him.
that was Cersei's bigger issue. But Tywin, it was because he was a dwarf.
Oh,
That was
well,
it. That was the only
yeah,
thing. Tywin
yeah,
was a lord in Westeros. They don't care if their wives die.
true, true. But it's
Maybe
like, God
some
dang,
would, but
he's
the
a
ones
small
that
person. Who the fuck cares? If
Tywin,
he's brilliant, he's brilliant. You fucking weirdo. Uh, and then turns around and sleeps with the woman he loves. You deserve to die. You're a grade A dick.
yeah, wasn't even the first time.
I know.
Ugh.
I'd have shot him too.
Yeah, right. Right on the toilet too.
I know.
Ugh.
It'd be much more humiliating than that. Caught me with my pod
We
stuff.
gotta try to remember to go to Cowboys game this year.
Oh, yeah.
Are there any
True.
good ones?
I'd have to look.
I'm looking right now.
I usually wait to see if we're decent. So I hate
just
going
want to
when we
go.
just get the shit stomped out
I
of us.
just don't care. I don't
I
think.
care. So I hate watching my home team get their ass kicked.
So they got the University of Idaho. Ooh, BYU.
That'd be a good one if we actually play okay.
So
So I think
Idaho,
we'll have another quarterback
BYU,
that's
Air Force, San Diego State, Utah State, and then Boise State. But I really don't know if I want to go to a November 23rd game in Laramie.
it's fucking cold
Right.
all the time.
BYU,
But,
that's September 14th. That's going to be t-shirt weather.
Yeah.
Or maybe like shorts and a hoodie. It's either t-shirt and pants or shorts and a hoodie, whichever one you prefer.
I'd probably say shorts and I'll probably wear pants and a hoodie. Because, I mean, you got to remember, you're still at like 7,400 elevation. So, yeah,
I'll
even in
still end up in
September, it's
shorts
still
and
cold.
They haven't decided
Yeah, I don't know. But
shorts and a hoodie just because. My legs aren't normally
apparently
the thing that
our
get
quarterback is going to be he was the backup quarterback last year, but he's built a lot like Josh Allen. He also wears number 17. So he just looks like Josh Allen out there, but he's not nearly as good as Josh Allen, as if you ask me. Does have a hell of an arm on him, but I mean, who the hell knows where the ball's going to go? Because that guy just slings it and hopes for the best. 90% of the time, he just overthrows by 20 yards.
Wonder if I know anybody on the teams nowadays.
I don't think I do, that's for sure.
No, you don't think you know nobody?
I don't think so. Everybody in my era has moved on, or
That's
you
fair.
know, I'm getting to be an old man, so nobody's in college anymore.
Cody Crawford. That name sounds familiar. Went to Natrona County. I don't know why his name sounds familiar, but it does. I was going to be like, oh, maybe I shouldn't say that on here. It's literally public information. Who cares? Yeah.
Right.
I'm literally looking at the public information that this is.
I'd be like me saying, Logan Wilson.
Yeah, right.
He's literally in the NFL.
Yeah.
It sucks he and I don't talk on Facebook anymore.
It really does. You're just
It quit. It stopped the day he got drafted because he got super popular all of a sudden, and so he just kind of locked his Facebook page.
I don't. Oh, Evan Svoboda is the quarterback that wears 17. We also got a guy named Dayon Batiste, Gage Brook, and Caden Anderson. Also Jaden Clemens. Those are our quarterback options.
Our quarterbacks tend to get hurt a lot because we have a lot of
Jaden Clemens is a senior.
Run plays.
Caden Anderson and Gage Brook are redshirt freshmen. Zavoda's a junior, and Dayon is a freshman.
Oof.
Imagine when Dayon wins the job. Which of these running backs is going to be any good? Going based off name alone, I'm going to have to say probably Jamari Farrell. That name just sounds cooler.
Yeah, we had a really tiny running back last year, and he's fast as fuck and shifty, but man, you just breathe on him and he's tackled.
Do you remember anything about him? It's probably this guy, though. He only weighs 194. He's the smallest of the backs still on the team, and he's a senior.
Yeah, he's only like 5 foot something.
This guy's 5'8", 194, so it might just be Jamari.
It might be him. I don't know.
Which means
I feel like the guy
GOAT.
I'm thinking of was even smaller, but
We've got 5'8", 187, Mitchell Anderson. 5'7", 177, Dante Birch. Or 5'11", 170. Oh, no, that's a safety. Oh, but he's a true freshman, so it can't be Dante.
Yeah.
Weird. I gotta go look. Which linebacker is the next NFL guy? It's always a linebacker. I apparently missed linebackers at some point while scrolling through. Blame Wunder. Let's see. Which one of these linebackers is going to be? Based off of this, it'll be Reed Sun. He's a junior. Where's the number 45? But he's got the most linebackery look of all the linebackers. Maybe Connor Shea. He looks like a linebacker that'll punch in the mouth. Wyoming has 2 fullbacks on their roster. Incredible. But, all right, anything else you want to say today? I think we're...
No, it looks like we're about to get smacked by a little storm, so hopefully...
Little stormy storm?
Yeah, hopefully no hail and hopefully no lightning.
What's wrong with a little lightning?
Because I have an interview tomorrow, I'd rather get sleep.
So just go to sleep.
Mm.
You don't have to answer the call. By
If
definition,
I don't, then who will?
don't. Literally everybody else. Not
Hopefully
a single one of them
vacation.
has missed it. Even if they're not, they'll hear the stupid tone and they'll go.
Well, I mean, if they're 2 hours away, I don't think they'll be going.
They might. You don't know nothing, Jon Snow.
I guess. I guess.
But, all right, I think that'll do it for us. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.